Hey YouTube, and thanks for watching Junkworks Garage. Well, we got the old pressure washer here. There's usually a hose hooked to it, but I took that off to get it out of my way here. I bought this, I believe at Walmart, a decade ago or so, at least. I honestly can't remember. It is actually, according to this, engineered and tested in the USA back then. But it's a Campbell Hausfeld, however you want to say it. Built to last, standard duty, 1750 psi pressure washer, 2 gallons, 2.0 gallons per minute. But it's got a Briggs and Stratton motor on it. And I have done nothing to this. I haven't done anything but put fuel in it. That's about it. And I use it a couple times, maybe 3 times a year, depending on what I'm doing. So I decided after umpteen dozen years, whatever, to go ahead and do some maintenance on it. So I thought I'd bring you along for the ride if you guys have an old Campbell Hausfeld pressure washer or something similar. It's a Briggs and Stratton motor. I'm not seeing anywhere like, I gotta wipe it down, but what the motor, other than it does say Briggs and Stratton on it, I have not found out what, the horsepower or whatever is on here. Alright, and there's no gas in this thing, so I went ahead and tipped it over. Normally you probably wouldn't want to tip it over like this. In fact, I'll probably let it sit for a while and let the oil go back down inside. But I do believe, but I'm not even positive on that, so I kind of looked around, and if you look in the pump, under the pump here, inside that leg, there's a hole drilled into it, and there is what I believe is the oil plug right there. Reach up underneath here, I got a socket, an extension, and that's the size head I believe it is. And we'll just go up through here, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Hopefully this will loosen. I got a old hospital pan of some sort under there. Oh wow. Yep. Oh yeah, that not coming loose. This thing's been on here for, like I said, I've never changed oil in this thing. I've checked the oil a few times, but never changed it here, which is shameful, I know, but unfortunately that is something I gotta admit. I neglect my small engine stuff a lot, way too much. Oh my goodness. Okay. And unfortunately, I see a lot of water around it, which it's not horrible, but I can tell there's water in it. Alright, I'm gonna crack open the oil fill cap here. As well, let some airflow in there. Set that to the side. Now, I probably should have ran this actually to try and get as much out as I can, but I don't like working on hot engines. It is something I just don't do very often if I can help it. And I do actually, this is probably going to be put away after I run it a couple times to do what I need to do, but I'm going to go ahead and run this a couple times this year, and then next year, or before I use it next time, I'll probably go ahead and change the oil again, just because it's been in here a long time, and hopefully we can clean some of this up. So now we got the air filter, which yet again I haven't touched, and I can tell by looking up underneath here, it's pretty oily, and I don't know if this is kind of a filter that you would use kind of oil in to help keep things filtered or not. You can see it's pretty nasty, but not too bad on that side. Got the little Briggs and Stratton thing here. That comes out of there. So this must be an oiled filter. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick the plug back up inside here. Gotta be careful because I can't get it by hand. So I'm definitely gonna do the reverse threading thing and put it on by hand the best I can. This thing is so slippery I can't seem to get. There we go. Alright. That feels like it went in there well, so I'm going to get it as far as I can by hand. Now, I'm not going to completely crank down on this thing. You know, it was in there pretty darn tight, but I'd rather, if I have leaks, I can tighten more. Yet again, like I always say, if you go too far, then you went too far, and there's not a lot you can do. So I'm going to snug it up pretty good and call it. If I find it's leaking a little bit later on down the road, I will deal with that later. Right. And on mine, on the same side where the exhaust comes out is where the oil fill is. This used to have a plate over it here, but that actually broke off a while back. So something kind of funny about this though is it actually says drain and fill right here. So that just goes to show, just because your plug says you drain it out of there, and even maybe if your instructions say to drain it out of there, look down underneath. I have only had, I think, one lawnmower that didn't have a drain down in the bottom that you could get to and drain the motor or drain the oil out of. So that is something to kind of keep an eye on. So I'm going to close that up. Honestly, I'm going to go look at my book now, make sure that the oil I have is the oil I should use, find out how much oil I need to put in it, all those things. So I looked up this 3.75. Pretty much all these small motors seem to take about 20 ounces. And they all the Briggs and Stratton things say use the SAE 30. Yet again, you'll have to do your own research on this, but that's what I'm going to go ahead and use. It's Briggs and Stratton 30 weight. It's actually, I got this off Amazon. If I can find it, I'll put a price somewhere in the video here. And I got it off Amazon. It seemed like a pretty decent deal. All right. So this is 48 ounces, so a little less than half of the bottle of oil here. In fact, the bottle actually does have like a thing so I can kind of look and see where I'm at. Oil places. Reverse the numbering on these so that we can figure out how much we put in, not how much there is. I don't know. I hate doing math, so doing math backwards doesn't work for me. Alright, I'm going to check it just because I don't trust my mathematical skills here. Go ahead and pull this over a little bit. Don't know if that really does a whole lot, but I figure it might move some stuff around. I don't know if this one, yet again, can't find my book, so I don't know if I need to figure it out from, well, that's right on the thing, on the full right there, or if I need to go with down in here. Quite honestly, let's see, 20 ounces, so I gotta figure out math. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should go down here, but it's up in there, so I really don't know. That really appears to be full, and I definitely didn't put in nowhere near what I think I should have put in. I put in about 15 ounces, not 20. If I do that and bring it up, that seems to be about where it needs to be. So I just don't know. And so I'm going to call it for now. I'm going to run it for a little bit real quick and see if I need to put some more in. But at least I know I have most of what should be in there. Like I said, I cannot find the book. From what I saw, it should be around 20 ounces. There's no oil filter or anything like that on this, so that's not my problem. So I don't know. We're gonna go with it though. And I don't see any oil dripping out of the oil drain area there. So as far as the air filter is concerned, I honestly don't even know if this thing is gonna run, because it has been a couple years since I probably haven't ran this for probably 3 years, really, thinking back, because I don't know as I've ran it since before COVID. So honestly, I think I'm just going to put it back the way it is for now, do some testing, and try and find my book. I know I have the book for this thing somewhere, but for the life of me I can't find it right now. And all our paperwork is in different areas, so I'm going to go with it the way it is for now. Throw some gas in this thing and we're going to see if she runs. I might check the spark plug as well. Yeah, appears to be it's a 13/16 spark plug. I'm just going to pop it out, see what it looks like, just for kicks and giggles here. And yeah, see, that doesn't look bad. Yet another reason why I think this is an oiled air filter, because I don't see enough nasty and oil. This actually is burning really good, so I'm gonna just stick that back in yet again. It should do the job. Unless you have a problem with your motor, your spark plugs, the gap might change a little bit, but I don't know what the gap is right now on this yet again either, till I find the book, if it even would have that information. But it looked real good, so I'm not going to worry about that. Well, this seems to be functioning. I don't know why, but all the pictures I see on this have stickers all over it, and the Briggs & Stratton thing, and it appears that Walmart pulled all the stickers off of it for some reason. Well, I did find the owner's manual finally. Went through all my books and stuff and found that. And I found online this based on the numbers, and I kept being kind of confused. According to this, you should use engine oil type SAE 10 weight 30 and below or above 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is where I use this mostly. SAE 30 weight, which is what I used in the Briggs & Stratton oil there. It does talk about Briggs & Stratton engine, Honda engine, Tecumseh engine, and the fluid ounces, which right here it does say 20 fluid ounces for the Briggs & Stratton, which that's what this motor is. So it seems that there was several motors that came on these, because the picture here is definitely a different motor than what is online. So anyhow, so make sure if you have one of these, you definitely pay attention to which motor you have on yours and that kind of stuff. Doing more research, I found this. Has a Briggs & Stratton manual here, but it was for a, I don't even know if I have this lawnmower anymore, but a lawnmower that had the Briggs & Stratton motor. And it does have, I'm not sure if it's the Classic or the Sprint. They both look very similar, but mine actually did have a cover over the air filter here, and that's about the only difference you see between these two. But I came through that and found for air cleaner. It is an oil-filled air cleaner, oil foam element. So you clean it with soapy water, dry it off, and soak it in clean oil, motor oil, and squeeze it out and put it back. So quite honestly, this thing, like I said, I've only used it a couple times a year for, you know, hosing off a car. Probably the biggest thing I've done is my mom's house. I did that before we sold it and painted it. Well, painted it, then sold it. Anyways, I pressure washed that with this. That's probably the longest this thing got used. Otherwise, there's very few hours on it, and that does not look that dirty, so I'm not going to worry about doing that. But just so you know, if you have one of these, this is an oil-soaked air filter like I thought. It's very similar to motorcycles and things like that back in the day. I don't know about now. Anyhow, so that answers my question on that. As far as the oil, I think I'm good. I got Briggs & Stratton SA 30 weight, which it does say also in here. Don't use the multi-grade oils because they will burn faster. And I've emptied it. I refilled it with oil. I'm going to put some clean gas in it, which it's empty. There's no gas in here at all, and I don't know if it evaporated out or if I actually remembered to take it out last time I used it. But it is very clean inside here. I'm not too worried about it. So, and it doesn't stink, so I'm pretty sure I probably emptied it out last time I used it. I checked the spark plug, as you saw. That looks good. So I think this thing is pretty well ready to go, but unfortunately outside it is pouring down rain, so I won't be doing it today. So I will be back when it's not pouring out rain, and I'm actually using this with my new wand that I bought. So go check out that video. I'm going to go ahead and call this a video. I mean, really, all I did was change the oil, but now you know about the filter and spark plug. That's about the only thing they need: oil, filter, spark plug, and gas. And these things are pretty bulletproof, especially the old Briggs & Stratton ones. Right. Well, thanks for watching Junkworks Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and obviously master of none. You all have a good one.